So this isn't a typical video that I do on this channel, but I think there may be an issue with the Lexus NXs or just these 350s in general. Just for some context, this is a 2022 Lexus NX 350, and I'll play some clips of the sound that I'm talking about in this video and go over my thoughts. If you're new here, my name is Jason and I typically do vehicle reviews here in Canada. So if you like car reviews, then be sure to subscribe to the channel. You'll hear like a clicking or ticking sound, and this happens when you let off the gas and continues on until you hit about 20 kilometers an hour or so. So here's the first clip and you'll notice the sound here once the car gets closer to the camera. And then here it is again. Even when you do a cold start, it makes that same sound. And even when you rev the engine to a certain RPM and let go of the gas, the sound is still there. Now, I did take this to Lexus and the service person did mention that this is a turbo engine and how on higher end cars, they typically have what's called a blow-off valve, and this is an equivalent for these cars. But to me, this definitely does not seem normal at all. It just sounds like something is broken. And I've driven turbo engines before and I've not once have heard a sound like this. This to me just sounds like something is loose or grinding. Also to note, this sound did not start right away when we bought the car. And we started noticing this a couple months or even I think a year into ownership. So if this was due to that turbo engine that they're talking about, this sound should have been happening from the start. I also ended up showing this sound to Lexus again, but to a different technician, and they too noticed it and said it did not sound normal. They also mentioned that another customer was having the sound issue, and the technician mentioned that Lexus themselves have not had any complaints or enough complaints from customers for this to be something that Lexus has to look into. So I'm not sure if Lexus is waiting for enough people to complain about this or for this to become a major issue in the long run before they start taking some action. But I guess it's a good thing that I've shown this to them twice already in case this does turn out to be something serious. If anyone else has a Lexus NX, particularly around the 2022 year model, and you're noticing this sound as well, let me know in the comments below. Or even if you're a Lexus mechanic or a mechanic in general, do you think this sound is normal? Also, if you're having other issues with this car, let me know, or maybe something that you find very annoying about it, let me know in the comments below. And I did Google this, of course, just like anybody would, and there is actually a forum about this topic, discussing all sorts of assumptions, but it definitely sounds more towards metal touching or rubbing. I mean, don't get me wrong, overall, this SUV is great and hasn't had any real issues other than this sound, and it's very, very annoying. Well, that does it for my rant on this possible Lexus issue, or maybe this is normal, who knows, but I'll see you in my next review.